Hi everyone, Dr. Greg Gillum with Human Fusion. Today's article review comes from September 20th, 2019 issue of Harvard Business Review. It's entitled, Why Asking for Advice is More Effective Than Asking for Feedback. Now, the authors here are organizational behavioral students at Harvard, and you'll see their names in the show notes. But interesting research here. Very good learning here from managers. So the studies that they have performed focused on, is it more effective to give feedback or more effective to ask for advice? Get feedback or ask for advice. It turns out that when people ask for feedback, the feedback in general is very vague. It also tends to be less critical, and so it kind of borders on more praise than on critical feedback. And so it may be well-intentioned, but maybe less helpful. In contrast to that, what the researchers found was that advice, when you ask someone for advice, it tends to be more future-oriented. It tends to actually be more critical in nature. And it turns out that it's more actionable as well, because people are giving you information that they would do, and they typically will put that into a form of, this is what I would have done differently. And it turns out that it's more actionable. And so I think that's really interesting, learning for managers, because we want feedback, but we need to make sure that we ask for it in the correct way, because the researchers followed these studies up by switching how people would ask for feedback. And when they had their participants ask for feedback with a developmental angle, that changed the game. So for instance, if I'm just asking you for feedback about something, maybe get very vague, non-actionable, praise-centric kinds of information. But if I ask you to give me some feedback because I want you to help me develop as a better speaker, or help me to develop my delegation skills, whatever it might be. When you ask for feedback in terms of development, you get very similar results as you get when you ask for advice. So that's a very interesting learning for us. So know the differences between asking for feedback and asking for advice. And when you ask for feedback, make sure you couch it in terms of developmental, the developmental aspect of the feedback. And then, of course, as we teach all managers here at Human Fusion, teach your direct reports to do the same thing. If you like management-related videos like this one, please subscribe to Human Fusion, and we'll keep you up to date on all the latest trends that are affecting you as a manager and your management practice.